Now, most of the training on this site, as you can tell, has to do with marketing ibuzzpro. So you bought ibuzzpro, and so we're going to teach you everything about using ibuzzpro. But you can use ibuzzpro to market as whatever you want. So I and members of my team use ibuzzpro to market a variety of programs, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But first of all, let me give you some criteria to keep in mind if you're thinking about marketing something using ibuzzpro. And it's really important to keep in mind the fact that we're in tumultuous economic times. So there's it's not like it was a year ago or 2 years ago. Obviously, you know that. We all know that. The media drives it home all the time. But anyway, so when you're going to be broadcasting, obviously you're paying the 3.9 cent per minute charge. Okay, so it's not like it's free. You're paying. Now, you're not paying a lot, but you're still paying. And so, one of the things, the primary thing that we focus on in this training site is to help you get a high percentage of response, 5 to 10% response of people who want to be contacted as a result of your voice broadcasting. Most people out there across the country who are doing ibuzzpro or even any other voice broadcasting system are happy with a 1% response. To me, I'm not happy about that at all. I'm not even happy with 5%. I'm happy with 10 or 8. 5% to me means I bombed. And 1% means it was dismal. So I shoot for 10% and get it very, very often. Okay, so having said that, when you're broadcasting, you're going to be paying and you're looking for a percentage of response, so obviously you want to have a good message. But also, the thing that you're broadcasting for is really important, okay? So if you are wanting to market something that is cumbersome through voice broadcasting, you may want to do something else like the one that we're doing, which is IPC, because it's low cost and high value. Okay, so, if you're going to be broadcasting for anything that's, thousands and thousands of dollars to get into, you're going to be broadcasting to a lot more people to find somebody who's interested and willing to spend that kind of money in this economic climate. I'm not saying that you won't succeed. You will succeed. You're just going to have to sort through more people. So you're going to have to, you could have the greatest message in the world and get 10% response, and that's your first benchmark. That's great. But in terms of turning that response or those respondents into sales and into income, if you're marketing a high-cost program in these economic times, you're going to be talking to a lot more people to find the person and the people that have the money to get into your program. So, one of the things, I have a number of criteria that I use to evaluate a program to see if I want a voice broadcast for it. It has to be low cost, high profit, hot website, no monthly fees, and training included. So the average person can have a good shot at making money with it. And IPC follows those criteria. So, these are really important things to keep in mind when you're broadcasting. Now, if you're going to broadcast, for example, like I know some people like to do gifting. And most gifting programs, they have different levels you can come in at. Some start at $150 and go to $10,000. Okay? So if you're going to broadcast for gifting, you don't want to start off by telling somebody that it's $10,000 to get into it, obviously. But I know this is obvious, but I want to make it really clear that you want to broadcast, you want to speak to people about how this is a low-cost program that they can get into for $150, that they can get into for $300, or whatever the case may be. Start off low and let them sort of evaluate it and see that there are higher levels to it. Okay? Now, at the same time, in my opinion, you don't really want to be voice broadcasting for something where you're going to make less than $100, okay? Because then it doesn't really become worth your time. The nice thing about IPC now is that you can make $200 and it's got a residual component into it where you can make a tremendous amount of money with IPC. I'm talking about a tremendous amount of money. IPC has a sister program called IPC Instant Cash, which I'm also in, but you're only making $60 off of a $97 purchase. You know, it's okay. For somebody that doesn't have $249 to get into IPC Instant Cash at least gives them a chance to get in, and the training is fantastic. Okay, I haven't really focused on that from a voice broadcast point of view because I'm not going to spend money on broadcasting if I'm only going to have the chance of making $60 per sale. It's not. It doesn't ring my chimes. Okay, so. You know, you want to be marketing something that makes sense in the economic times. Now, when we come out of a recession, which we will, we always do, it's not the end of the world. Every time there's a recession, people say, oh, it's doom and gloom, end of the world. No, we've been through recessions before. We've been through much worse times than this in the history of the past 100 years. And everything goes in cycles, okay? So this is a cycle. As the cycle goes back up again, then priorities are going to change, and maybe the higher income programs will come back into vogue, in which case, when there's an upswing and people are optimistic and cheerful and they have confidence in what's going to happen, then, you can keep your eye open for a program that's hot for that time, okay? The nice thing about ibuzzpro is that, you can get a new program and you could be marketing the next day. You have to make sure, though, it's really valid for the times. Now, if you're going to market a high-end program, maybe it costs a couple $1,000s to get into it, you'll do well if you can find lists of people that are high-income earners right now. Financial planners and attorneys, a lot of these types of people, they're looking for additional sources of income. And, some of these high-end programs would really appeal to them, okay? I don't know, I don't have any information about where to get those phone lists, but if you look around, you can find it and do that. So it's not that you shouldn't broadcast for high-end programs. It's just that if you're going to broadcast to people that are in an online business through harvesting phone numbers, or people that are in a business right now through reverse marketing, which is what we all do, if you pick the program, if you market to people that are in a high-end program and you market with another high-end program, it's okay, but they may not give up the one that they're in just to go do another one. So if you're going to market a high-end program, go after high achievers, chiropractors, all these kinds of people like this, attorneys, financial planners, insurance agents, and a lot of those you can get phone numbers from ibuzzpro for free, okay? Just remember, times are tumultuous now, and you may have to experiment a little bit with the message to get it right, to get people to respond, okay? So the point is you've got a tool here, and you can use it to market anything, and so I'm just giving you some ideas for how to think about this. And right below I'm going to give you more information about IPC. You may want to join IPC. Ask your sponsor in ibuzzpro on the power team if they're in IPC, and if not, then just start going up the ladder and find somebody in ibuzzpro on our team who's in IPC and get the information that you want about it, okay?